Peppers, you had been touring quite a lot with also some big artists. Was it different when you were actual member of the band than the fans know who you are?
Yeah, it is different. Yeah, I mean that's why I really made an effort to form my other band, which is called Dot Hacker, because I had grown tired of being in other people's bands, and just my ego and I couldn't take not being in control anymore, and I would drink a lot on tour, and I would just get pissy. And I think of myself as a very nice and agreeable person, but you put me out on the road, and I'll just start to come up with all manners of ways to anger you, or I don't do that anymore, but I used to. That's how I knew it was time to stop. Both drinking and touring in other people's bands.
Now when touring with Peppers, it must be quite like mellow and easygoing.
Yeah, it is rather. Yeah, it's we like that. They all have kids, and oftentimes there's at least one kid out with us. So we move at a slower pace, and we plan our tours around that kind of thing. A kind of having family out with us. Which is, for me, I don't have any of that, so I just get to sort of move along at a nice slow pace. With that Kate LeBon tour I was just talking about, we were in a van and we were moving our own equipment, and I thought, ooh, I haven't had this in a long time. My back hurts.
You're also coming to Finland for 2 shows, and the first one was sold out in like 5 minutes. Does that happen now all around the world?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I would imagine. I mean, it's just such an honor to play in a band who sells out in Finland. I mean, I
Did you actually play there on the last tour?
Yes, but not in Helsinki. We stayed in Helsinki, but we played a little north.
Yeah, in Tampere.
Yeah, and I saw Bruce Springsteen in Helsinki the night before we played. He played the longest show he'd ever played.
6 hours or something.
It was 4.5, I think. But yeah, I was just listening on the way here to one of my favorite bands, you want to call them. It's a duo. It's a Finnish duo called Pansonic. Do you know them?
Yeah.
That's my favorite. One of my favorites.
How did you end up getting to know them?
They were turned on to me by a guy, an Australian guitar player called Oren Embarki. When I was down in Australia touring in 2001 or something, he wrote down a couple of artists for me to look into when I was going to a music shop that was down there that I don't think is there anymore, and they've always just stuck out as one of my favorites.